Oh, there you guys are. Hey, welcome back to the video, welcome back to the channel. We are in Vietnam, but unfortunately we're about to leave Vietnam. So, I'm gonna go grab some stuff. Let's get out of here. All right guys, so I did not forget about you. Got the bags packed. We are on our way to Saigon. And this has been noisy and dude, the traffic I do not miss. I am truly blessed to have great friends in Vietnam that let me stay with them and stay outside of like this type of stuff that we're kind of used to in Vietnam like that. Finally getting back, man. I've spent the last like 2.5 weeks kind of just relaxing. Check the links below. I just finished up 4 teaching books. These things are priceless, I promise you. They are awesome books. I got like 5 more that I'm finishing up, and they're all gonna be showing up on Gumroad. So this will give you the edge you need to be a good teacher. And if you do buy any of the books, the TEFL is 20% off too. With that guys, enough talk, let's get to it. So I wanna welcome you guys to Cambodia. Yes, that's right. We are back in Cambodia. Main reason our Vietnam visa expired. I did try to renew it. I went to the immigration office because there's always confusion about what's going on with Vietnam. You still cannot extend an e-visa. If you go to Vietnam with the tourist visa and you find a job, that school could convert your tourist visa to a business visa and you don't have to leave. The Decree 152, which changed the whole visa process and brought up that whole like expat like removal process that we talked about. I think it was like a 1.5 years ago now. God, time flies. We are finally out. I feel good. Look at this place. It's so, wow. Like seriously, golden buildings, golden towers. I love Cambodia. It does have its flaws here and there, but it's such a relief to get out of Vietnam. And I know this is gonna piss off a lot of people. Living there for so long, that you really get used to all the trash and the noise, yada, yada, yada. Going back there, like, it was just dealing with a lot of stuff. Like, the pollution was everywhere. Like, you're constantly kicking over bags and stuff. People were like, where I was staying in this house, the neighbor was always throwing his trash in where I was staying. It was just, like, constant nonsense. People burning shit. And then just like the noise and whatnot. And I think this is something a lot of people do, is they really try to justify some of the problems in Vietnam, which is fine. I mean, Vietnam's a great country, don't get me wrong. There's no reason to be throwing your trash on the ground. I mean, that has nothing to do with poverty. That's just poor thinking. I was going to the co-ops and all these other like markets and whatnot, and people were just pushing me. You ever notice when we're at restaurants or if we're out and about, whenever they see if there's a Western guy there, they treat you with respect. Like, they're actually pretty chill. They keep their kids in check. They're not blowing trash your way. They're not doing like rude stuff, but the moment the Western person leaves, it's just like fair game. But anyways, enough about Vietnam. Let's talk about what's going on here right now in Cambodia. The plan, like right now, I still can't say this freaking name. Phnom Penh, is that how you say it? We're gonna stay here for like 2 or 3 days. I'm gonna check out some things. I'm thinking about doing like a food tour or something like that. And then from there, we're gonna take a bus over to Siem Reap. Dude, I'm recording. This dude's like following me. He's like, leave me alone, bro. So I'm thinking what we might do, this isn't in stone yet, but we're gonna go to Siem Reap, check it out up there, because that's like the second big spot in Cambodia. We're gonna go up there, we're gonna check that out for like 3 to 5 days. I don't know how long we're gonna stay in Cambodia. Again, Cambodia is a lot more expensive than I like to spend being in Southeast Asia. Everything is valued off of the US dollar. And even though the US dollar is going up and down, it doesn't change anything here. Like, it's still like $1.50, $2 for a beer. Taking a taxi still overpriced and stuff like that. A bottle of water is $1. And I know that sounds crazy. People are like, it's just $1, David, you're stupid. When you eat like Vietnam, where it's like 10 cents a bottle, Thailand is like 25 cents a bottle. It has an up on it, you know what I mean? That's more of like an American price. And again, they value everything off the US dollar, so it makes sense. Oh my God. This taxi driver's following me. He's right here. You see him right here. Like, he's just circling around trying to follow me. So we're gonna turn back around. I'm getting sick of him. You know where I'm at. You have to know this building. The river is right down the way. We're gonna go hit up the river. This is where you kind of walk down to like the backpacker area. And we're gonna go grab some food. I don't know if we're just gonna get some Cambodian food or some Vietnamese food. So I will see you guys here in like a second. And we're back. Did you miss me? Probably not. We are getting almost there. Like, I actually just got to talk to one of the guys here. He said this place is shut down right now for a mix of construction and because of the pandemic, people are getting infected inside there. It's been 2 years, man. I'm just saying. One thing I've noticed too, walking about here, compared to being in Vietnam and even in Thailand, there is a lot of Western people here, like a lot of Western people. A lot of them live out here. They're from like Thailand, or they live out in Cambodia in like the smaller village areas. They're out here just kind of visiting. One couple I met said he lives in like a village area like 40 kilometers from here, and he comes out here like on Tuesdays because there's not many tourists and it's quieter, so he brings out his wife and kid. And I have to say, man, these like tuk-tuk drivers and stuff, man, they are persistent. That one guy followed me. He actually, when I was leaving after I left you guys at the temple back there, he came back around the corner bugging me again, and then he started getting angry. And then like 10 meters later, I'm walking and another one came over here, and I was like, no man, I'm meeting my friend. friend, you know, just trying to get him out of my way. He started yelling at me. He started screaming, oh my Buddha, you wasted my time. Like, what? Whose time did I waste, my guy? We are at the river pretty much. We're at the main park here next to the temple. You see, they do that salute like I do. I started just doing this, you know, or, you know, stupid shit like that. But I didn't know Cambodia actually saluted that way. So if I do it here, I wonder if I'll get like, they'll look at me like, who do you work for? It's all closed, like nothing. It's just birds, man. This is the highlight. You see all the birds there? It's just birds. Tweet, tweet. All right, guys, so it's not the nighttime, but I figure I'd take you through the market itself. So this is the night street. There's a lot of hostels around here. A lot of this is closed, but we're gonna kind of check it out. It's mostly just bars. You see daytime, it's coffee shops. I don't know, we have a taco sign right there, a taco truck. Mars bar. I like how they have the telescope. We're still looking for food. I actually haven't eaten in like 2 days. And I'm not like dying. I'm not trying to cry to you guys. I just haven't been hungry. I figured we need to because we're supposed to. Is that how the rule of the game works? Like nothing's appealing out here at all. Look at it. They have a Sony box on the wall. They're like, yo, we can't afford the TV, but let's just throw the TV box up there. There's probably a TV in there, but so I just think it's kind of funny. My thoughts on this place, coming here and visiting and hanging out, it's a party town that's quite expensive. People are watching this that live here. You know, let me know in the comments below, like, what else do you do here? When you're living in Tokyo, there's like nothing to do. Like, despite what people think, living in Japan is actually quite boring. There's not a lot to really do if you don't drink. And I'm not thinking like you have to be an alcoholic. There is definitely a lot to do when you first get there. But again, when I talk, it's usually long-term stuff. It just seems like here, we're here for like a day or two, and it's just like, there's already nothing to do. You know, in Japan, there's at least a lot of, you know, Disneyland, yada, yada, yada. You got all this random stuff you can do to kind of kill time for like 4 or 5 months, and then, you know, you become part of it. Here, it just seems like after a day, like traveling through Asia for so long, there's so many temples until it's just like redundancy, you know, like living in Vietnam, going to different cities, I'm telling you, after like 3 or 4 of them, and I'm being generous, they really just are the same thing, city after city. Like if you go to Vung Tau, Da Nang, and honestly, I would say Hanoi would be the better version of Saigon. If you go to those 3 spots, you pretty much saw all of Vietnam. Okay, you know, somebody worth mentioning is Ha Long Bay. But I mean, I don't know, like Ha Long Bay, like after a day, it's just kind of like, can we go now? And I'll tell you this too, if you go to Ha Long Bay, don't go to the tourist area. You know, like when you have that Vid World sign and whatnot, like that strip, you get that stuff in Saigon. Go to the actual city side and meet where like the locals live. And it's actually really nice. Like it's a lot of good, it's a lot better food, like 100% better. The people are a lot different than the tourist side. It's a real look at like what Ha Long Bay looks like. Obviously you have the tours, you can go see the mountains and whatnot. And anywho, I really like their flag. You know, that's kind of a dumb fact. I know people call them fun facts. I call them dumb facts. I was very confused about the Laos and the Cambodian flag. I thought it was like 2 versions of the Cambodian flag because they look the same almost, minus the Cambodian one has like a little temple inside of the circle. And Laos doesn't. I just thought it was like an old version. You know, like South Vietnam has the red and yellow flag, and now they have the red star flag. So I thought it was the same thing. So I wasn't expecting this, but maybe we'll hit up an actual market here. Yeah, let's go ahead and walk through this Cambodia market. Let's see how it is compared to the Vietnam market, right? Is it louder? Is it chaos? What's up? Yeah, a couple kids selling sausage. But you got like table spots, you just order food. This is definitely a market for like, if you live here. There's a lot of food, street food, raw food, meat, vegetables. So there is still value for us here because I don't live here.